Hello?
What's up, girl? What happened after Tony dumped you?
Girl, I'm over it. I went from heartbreak to hate.
Hi, Joy.
I was wondering if hi was ever coming. Hi, Bob.
How's life?
Life is intriguing, interesting.
Ooh.
All the
I wish we
things.
could talk about
I
it.
know, it's coming soon. It's coming. Oh, kids.
Spoiler alert, it's going to be great.
Spoiler alert. We're going to have an amazing bonus edition for you right around February.
It's our
coming.
February treat because it's a short month.
Yeah. So we're going to give you a little extra something.
An extra something.
Extra bit of us.
It's our Groundhog Day episode. No.
But anyways.
Today is our New Year's
resolution
episode.
Others.
Resolutions for others.
Mm-hmm.
We did this last year on the radio show.
We did.
And I felt that it was popular because we're funny and amazing. And I, in my head, imagined that 3,000 million people.
Yeah.
Because 3,000 million.
Correct.
Is the new way to talk.
I mean, I always do my numbers that way. So.
And also.
Yeah.
$1 quarter.
$1 quarter. I like that.
No, I don't like that.
What?
It's not $1 quarter. It's just $1 coin.
Yeah.
But people call them dollar quarters.
I know. We did discuss that.
Yeah, okay.
But I feel that you don't really see dollar quarters or dollar coins, whatever you want to call them, except for at the laundromat.
True.
And occasionally at the post office, they're trying to pawn them off on you.
And also at the car wash.
Oh, okay.
But that's because they just want all your money. Anyway, we're talking about resolutions, though.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a resolution for somebody else, or do you have one for yourself, even if you'd like to get that out
No.
of the
You know
way?
this is all about other people. This is how we
we're
roll.
Givers.
Because
givers.
we're so amazing. It's like, do we really need our own resolutions?
No. My resolution is to not change.
There you go. Something you can stick with. I love that.
Don't set. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. You've got a good first one, right?
I do have a good first one. My first one is one I feel so strongly about, and
close to.
Yeah, because this leads into later. But anyways, my resolution for all you people out there is: listen, if we get into an argument, and I'm mad at you, you do not think it's a turnaround and get mad at me as like your defense mechanism. Right. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely not. So that's the thing that I cannot stand, is when you're like justifiably mad at somebody and you like lay out the facts and like the reasoning, and then they want to be like, instead of just taking the hit, instead of just, you know what I mean? Like being like, you're right, I fucked up, or, just some kind of concession. It's like, oh, let me find all the things that may not even be related to this issue.
Right.
And now turn around on you. Now I'm the one who's mad. And it's like, false. I got here first, okay? You don't get to, nice try.
Do you feel that that's like an anal fucking threat?
I was supposed to get to do that, and that is unfair.
Oh, we came across that term through the benevolency of an angry text message this week. And so we will bring that to you later.
Stop giving spoilers.
I know, it's no more spoilers.
No more spoilers.
Okay. My first resolution for others.
Yes.
New year, new me, no bitch.
No bitch.
That's the thing. Let's new year, new me. I hate that. You know why? Because you're going to be the same raggedy motherfucker in 2019 that you were in 2018, 17, 16, 15, 14. I've known you for 35 years. You're going to be the same raggedy motherfucker. The only thing new about you might be, I don't know, your nail polish.
In your age, you probably changed age.
Oh, yeah, you get older.
Yeah, exactly.
You're closer to death. You might die this year. That's the only thing new about this year, is that you might die.
New year, same you. But see, that's not as sexy, so that's why people don't say it.
True.
So my next one, and I feel like I may have talked about this in some capacity before because I feel strongly. But anyways, I need this to be the year that people get their sense of time together, and tied into that, their definition of words. Allow me to explain.
Okay.
Please do not tell me that something is going to take a few minutes when it's going to take every bit of 15. Because a few, you know what I mean, implies more in the neighborhood of like 3 to 7. I'll give you 3 to 7.
Oh, see, I don't understand where people get this generous with words. Like, few.
Yeah, few, I mean,
starts with an F. It means 4.
I mean, it does. Like, but 7 is generous, right? I'm willing to give
7
you
is several.
It is several. That's the other thing, you know. And a couple is the worst. Ooh, when somebody says a couple, and you know they don't mean a couple.
Well, I mean, I'm maybe New Year, New Me. This is about me, but maybe I should stop saying it. It'll be just a second when I mean. I'm bad about that.
Well, so to me, that's maybe different. It depends on how you say it, where people kind of know, oh, it's more than a second. But I'm talking about like if you go out to get a service or something and you're waiting and somebody's like, oh, it'll just be a few minutes. No, if it's every bit of 15, then you just need to first of all, don't even say anything or whatever. And tied into this whole issue of time is it just so hard to be on time? Is it just so hard to be on time, to leave on time, to do the things you say you're going to do? Like if you're going to leave at 3:45, 3:45 isn't 3:53. Like it just isn't. Right. And it burns my spirit because nobody respects time anymore. And I just feel like that's just one of the most basic ways to be considerate of others is to be aware of time.
Well, time is just an illusion.
Well, try that in another fucking planet.
No, you know that I agree with you on that.
I do.
Like we're preaching to the choir, and I'm sure at home some of the listeners may think, oh, it's cute that I'm never on time. It's not.
It's not.
No.
It's so infuriating and frustrating.
Like if people truly are on time people and they allow people who aren't on time in their lives, they must really like that person because.
And what set me off this morning was I was supposed to be somewhere at 8 o'clock. I said I was going to be there at 8 o'clock. I walked in the door at 8 o'clock. And who I was waiting for was not there. So I got on the phone. Where the F are you? I'm 10 minutes away. So at 8:30, when they rolled in.
Because traffic was just that bad.
Here in our local town.
On a Saturday morning.
Thank you. Nobody's on the road at 8 o'clock in the morning. My spirit was on fire. Okay? And I just feel like, and it's always the kind of person that you perpetually wait for.
Right.
That if they have to wait more than 2 seconds for you, all of a sudden they want to have an attitude.
Oh yeah, and so that's the thing is like, I've had that in the forum, and I've had to have that internal dialogue of don't cut a bitch. But the one time I'm late, because I know you're always late, so you're late. Me being late for you is not important to me.
No.
So at that point, 30 years into our lives, I decide it's okay if I'm late this time and don't tell them because they're late every time and don't care about me.
Right.
And then they're going to be like, oh, well, you're late. Or, well, yeah, I'm late all the time, but what? No. It's not how it works.
It's not how it works.
I just like to be on time. I don't understand it. I don't.
I don't either. It's something wired. And like you said, I think people think it's cute. Like, oh, I'm late because people say things like that, that they feel like they're all whimsical.
I can't even be on time to my own funeral.
Right. I'm just late everywhere. Like, bitch, that doesn't make it okay. Like, who do you think you are? Like, you think you're like some one-name celebrity, so now that's just your thing?
And what happens if your leg gets stuck in the cremation thing and you fucking are late to your own funeral because your body doesn't get burnt down fast enough because your fucking leg got stuck because you are one of those fuck-up people who are always late all the time. So maybe you will be late to your own funeral. Did you ever think about that, Cindy? No, you didn't.
Nice name change, by the way.
I know.
That was good.
I brought that one back from my past.
Yeah.
I know a Cindy. Bitch, always late. In hot pants, but always late. So this is a resolution for others that I've actually started applying to myself. I said that I don't have any resolutions, but since this is a resolution about other people,
Okay.
it's not technically my resolution.
Okay.
So I'm going to stop following all fuckboys. Like anybody that has no talent, no ability, no anything other than taking a picture of themselves without a shirt for attention, and they get more likes than Jesus will, just because they have the body that people want. I'm cutting them out.
Okay.
Because I feel that like it comes up on my live feeds and stuff like that, and it just seems like it's always people that aren't really smart. Don't really have shit to give other than the way they look.
Well.
And while, I appreciate good-looking people, I just think that's my resolution is stop making those fucking people famous. And I hope that others will follow in that resolution. Just get them out of your life, because it's toxic to yourself to sit there and look at other people and compare yourself to them and say,
that is a good
why
resolution.
do I look like, why can't I look like, you can never look like that person. Like
That person doesn't look like that person.
that person doesn't look like that person.
That
Like,
person is airbrushed.
they're
and
filtered and
photoshopped
everything is
all the
not real.
lighting and
Yeah, so no more. So as they've come up in my feeds on various social media, I've just been like, unfollow, because I'd like to spend more time looking at ugly people.
Yes.
So it makes me look prettier in comparison.
Oh, see, no, wait. I was with you too fast. I didn't mean I was looking at
That was you. That was totally your comment.
I got roped in on accident. I was like, put it in reverse. What did you just hear? My brain took too long to compute. See, kids, I just turned 40, and here's the thing.
Ooh, 40 talk.
Ever since I turned 40, I've
Since a week ago.
Exactly. Me and a friend were joking about this because we were like, all the things we started saying ever since I turned 40, like 12 hours into me turning 40. Like, ever since I turned 40, like I just don't do XYZ thing anymore.
Right.
So ever since I turned 40, I realized that it takes my brain a little while to process some statements that are made, and sometimes I give my agreement too fast. So maybe that is a resolution for myself, is I'm going to learn to just be quiet till my brain catches up. And then we will give the cosign or not.
Right. Well, I think that's a life lesson with me in general that people should learn.
You think I would know by now?
I think
I've
you
been
would
burned so
know.
many times by wanting to agree, and then I'll hear something like, "Oh wait, no, I retract."
It's the semi-sweet of it all, right? It's like that. You think it's gonna be a really sweet piece of chocolate,
Right.
but it's not.
But then it's not.
It's semi-sweet.
Oh my goodness. But I'm sorry, I wanted to continue in that vein
Okay.
of not wasting your time
And vanity, yeah.
on people who are, like you said, fuckboy status, or just, something to idolize. Like, I think that's a resolution for everybody.
Yeah.
Is to stop giving too much time for things that you're just sitting there daydreaming about. There it is. There's my next thing. Resolution for everybody. This is good for everybody. Let's just stop idolizing and living in these full fantasy worlds. Like, we're grown-ups now. Daydreaming and everything is for when you're 15. You don't agree?
I agree to a point.
Okay.
I agree.
Tell me where your point ends.
My point is this. Daydreams can sometimes be life goals.
Okay.
So you're talking like, I'm going to move to California. I'm going to be a movie star.
Right.
I'm going to be a YouTube star.
Right.
I'm going to be a reality TV star.
And you're an introvert, bitch. You're not going to do none of those things.
And you have the personality of a board. Got it. Because we've talked about that before. Not everybody can be famous. Not everybody can be
Right.
interesting. We have to have non-interesting people for us interesting people to exist.
He said it, not me.
Yeah. So sorry, I sidetracked your resolution.
No, I
there.
get you though. That's a fair clarification, if you will.
Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, I just.
When I
so
was a child, I thought of childish things.
You know what? Not with you. Anything from now on. I was just trying to do an addition to yours. I didn't want to stop you if you had anything more to say.
Oh
about
no,
fuckboys
I
or
think
your
I
lack of.
perioded that one. There was
Okay.
no ellipsis.
Okay, just double checking.
Yeah.
Okay, I have another one.
All right.
I'm trying to figure out the best way to frame this because it's somewhat disjointed, but it all comes together and it all fits in a beautiful little bow.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, I need people to not be so hyper political about every fucking topic.
Oh, okay.
And allow me to explain.
Go ahead.
Under the thing that, like, a lot of people just feel like they make everything so political and, like, you can't even make a joke anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, certain things you want to joke about. I made this kind of joke about rescuing a pint of ice cream. And I figured somebody was going to get on me like, there's really problems with animals. You know what I mean? Like, because that's the kind of world we live in, right? Where nothing is safe. You can't parody anything anymore. But the same people who scream the loudest, and this is why I say I need everything to stop being so hyper politicized, is the people who scream the loudest often are the people who've done the least amount of research and know the least on a topic. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no. I know exactly what you're saying. And
you were gonna jump into this.
I have an additional resolution based on your enlightenment.
Yes, please.
Okay, so just because you put it on Facebook doesn't mean you did shit.
Ooh. Talk about it. That's the truth.
Just because you put it on Facebook, let's say it as a group of people in a church with no denomination. If just because you put it on Facebook doesn't mean you did shit.
No.
You are a boring human being. As we've mentioned earlier, you have no personality. You have 14 friends. And you're trying to change those 14 friends who already believe in everything you say anyway.
That's the other thing.
And it's not going anywhere. It's not being shared. I mean, there are times when things like that happen, and it's me, shared across. And that goes back to you're not going to be famous. That's
all
the thing.
interconnected.
It is connected because that's sometimes. While yes, I agree that there are times you need to be outraged and put things on social media because it needs to exist somewhere, and you need people to feed into your anger because that's a vanity. But what else did you do?
Right. Did you actually
Give
volunteer
coins?
Did you give coins towards this?
We've
Did you
talked about this
volunteer?
before
We
on
have.
a radio show, I believe.
We
about
have.
Yeah.
But it's a really fine point, and it's really important because we're in that, as we've talked about, like we're in that era where everybody's outraged about something.
Right.
But it's like it's so minuscule. Like you're outraged for the 2 minutes it took you to craft the perfect post. You know what I mean? And then you're on to the next thing.
She can't even handle my face right now.
I can't even handle his face because he's like, ooh, you just hit a nerve. You know what I mean? Like you're outraged in a safe space where nobody's going to challenge you and where
Right.
nobody's going to know how little you really know about a thing. It's like if you're truly outraged and you truly want change, you start doing research, you start volunteering, you start, talking to people who may not agree with you so you can kind of try to understand the other perspective. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I just mention archaic ideas? I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I think I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, on your point about crafting the proper words,
Yeah.
when people just take the exact wordage in the actual title of the article and that is what their post says, drives me absolutely fucking up the wall.
Yes.
Like you are so outraged about something that you can't even be bothered
To put it in your own words.
To put it in your own words.
Which wasn't that
ever.
one of the basics of English class? Like when you're writing we had to write book reports. We had to summarize all kinds of papers and things.
That's what
that was like the first thing you do in your essay is you learn to put shit in your own words because you have some of your own unique thoughts. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I mean, I think that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm just like blinking for no reason. I'm just like,
You can't even see past the radio.
well, I mean, the thing of it is like we said, if you're out there doing something, then good on you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not doing something and you're just posting it,
Yeah.
I need something to back it up. And likewise, furthermore, and then some.
Okay.
I feel that the people who bark the most, who are the wokest people, are the most inward using people in their past lives. Not even their past lives. I'm talking about 5 years ago. So when I see somebody who is so against something that culturally they have no knowledge about, I feel that at one point in time that they were on that racist train.
I got you.
I don't know. I think I just read people too much, and not in a reading drag kind of way, but just like reading through people.
Right. Seeing through the bullshit into the real.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get you. I absolutely get you. Because I was going to say I have another addendum to this whole thing.
Okay.
Which is that so you have this issue that you care the most about, okay? And like let's say it's, you know, the rocky road isn't safe in the world and there's too many, you know, whatever. You don't get to get irately mad at me if I don't feel the same way about Rocky Road that you feel about Rocky Road. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's definitely a thing too, where somebody is like, like this is the thing that's the most important issue, and I feel XYZ about it, and I can't even stand it. And you're like, oh, okay, I hear you, but you don't match their level.
Right.
And next thing, now you're the demon. Right. You know what I mean? You're the wrong person. You know, you're the, you know, so rudimentary, and you're so, you know what I mean? Like unwoke or whatever you want to call.
I mean, that's the thing, though. I feel that while we've talked about how, in the streams that people, lanes and things that people live in, that it's okay to, support Black issues as being LGBT person and Latinx issues, just like it's okay to support those and feel that everyone deserves equal rights, but at the same time, it's not always going to be. Not everything about those things are going to be important to people,
right?
And unfortunately, that's the truth of it all.
That's just the truth. And I think it's just one of those things we don't want to hear because it doesn't sound politically correct. But it's like there are so many issues in the world. Like, how does it even make sense that everybody would have the same level of passion for each issue?
It's
anyway,
impossible.
It's impossible. So
unless your passion's hate. And then I get behind it fully.
I cannot with you, sir. But no, genuinely, like, it's like if your thing is saving all the animals, that's great. But somebody else's thing might be making sure that every kid can eat at night. You know what I mean? So it's like,
we're not Some people do feel that children are less important than animals.
Some people do,
I know a person that's sitting right inside my body. So... I feel...
That's a quote right there. I know a person that's sitting right inside my body.
I feel that way, that children are less important than things that already exist in the world. And I feel that, children who exist should be adopted and more children should not be created. And that's crazy to some people's ears.
Oh, it is.
And it sounds elitist in a lot of ways, especially considering I don't have children that I pay for. Just kidding.
He doesn't have any children.
Just a little child support joke. I can make that joke because I was affected by a non-supporting father. Therefore, that is my child support joke. No one else gets to use it. Still owes me $40,000. We're not going to get into those bones.
We're doing therapy another day.
But that's just it, right? Blah. Okay. This resolution sounds familiar because we sort of talked about it like 5 minutes ago. But
okay.
Not everybody can sing.
Yes.
Not everybody can sing. And I understand when people have music in their heart. I get it. I fucking love music. I love music more than most humans.
Right.
Like, I seriously love music without a doubt. But things I don't do is try to sing because I can't.
Right.
I had dreams.
Or try to force others to hear you sing.
I had those childhood hopes and dreams of being able to sing. But forcing other people to sing or to hear you sing.
Oh, it's horrible.
Just because you're, let's see, a waiter at Red Robin.
Don't even start me. That was horrible.
So just because you can sing ish.
Or think. Ish is correct. Thank you.
We've all had parents and people in our lives that have never told us the truth.
That's the thing.
That's the thing. That's what American Idol existed because of that.
At least the first 5 seasons of American Idol.
It was all about watching horrible people sing.
It was just about horrible people whose parents had told them they were amazing.
And I had my grandma was that way.
And you're like, no, girl.
Yeah, my grandma was that way. She told me that I could really sing and blah, 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 because she wanted me to sing in the church choir. Here, my balls hadn't dropped. I'm hitting, like, I don't even know, like Celine Dion notes before Celine Dion, dolphin notes. No, you should never try to sound like Mariah Carey, even before Mariah Carey existed as a 10-year-old boy. But
tragedy.
Luckily, I've had other people in my life that says, "No, girl, no."
Like you can have that song in your heart and in the shower by yourself.
Absolutely, and furthermore, to that point. Shut up if you don't know the lyrics. I'm a lyricist. Like if you ever like see me DJing out, I don't play a fucking song that I don't know every goddamn word to. I'm there for the music. I'm there to jam. I've been that way I needed those cassette liner notes. I needed those album liner notes. I needed to know the words. I needed to rewind it back. What did she say? Rewind it back until I understand the words.
But there's a small bubble of people that I want to love, and I know you know it's coming. And
lyrical gangsters.
These people who think they know the words with all their heart, and they are so incorrect. Of course, I can't think of any examples because this is on the spot, but you know the songs where certain lyrics are disputed. Somebody like assumes. There's a Michael Jackson one that's like that, where it's like, oh, God. I can't think of it on the spot.
I can't think of it because I want to know the real words, so I care. I just feel if you have the...
But sometimes that can be hilarious when somebody, like, belts it out and it's all wrong, and you're like, oh, no, you really think those are the real lyrics for real? Because there are some singers, at least back in the 80s, right, where words kind of flowed together, and you might have had to hurry it a few times or get a lyric book.
Well, and then we've talked about it before. Tori Amos is really...
Especially because she'll drop a syllable and put the
next syllable on the next line.
On the next line, and you'd be like, huh, girl?
What was that word?
You have to get fluent in Tori before you can understand her.
Yeah,
lyrics.
absolutely. And which is, I find phenomenal, and also then and people have tried to imitate that.
Yeah. That's the other thing. Ooh. Can I just also have a small resolution?
Yeah, sure.
Which is, can you just do your own shit?
Now,
I'm going to clarify, because in people doing their own thing, there are going to be similarities, right? Because there can't be like 10
There's
million
no original
different...
thought.
Right. And you're gonna have the same kind of thoughts pop up in different places in the world at the same time.
It happened at the beginning of time.
It's
time was even calendars, all kinds of stuff. Things were existed.
Fact. It's a true effect, but also you know what I mean? Like, because I write, one of the things I hate the most that makes me cringe in my spirit is to watch spoken word or poetry. I can't even, Oh,
that was my next resolution.
Was it? I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, you could do yours because mine's further deeper.
It probably is, but I can't listen to spoken word because it's always like this. Like, I'm telling you, Mr. White Man, what you did to, you know what I mean? Like, it's all that, I can't. It's all stuck in the 90s. It's all this, I don't want, can you just write your own shit? Can you write your shit for your life experience in your words? Can you make sure that you're actually good before you get up on a stage full of people and we all have to pretend you're good? Okay, I'll stop right now.
But Joy, I would also like to interject the thought of white people co-opting this form of conversation for themselves. In slam poetry.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Because it doesn't matter, white, black. You're being specific.
I'm being very specific.
Okay.
I'm being dreadlock specific. So fucking specific that I can't get even more. Like, I can smell white people with dreadlocks through a text message when it's sent to me from New Orleans. Like, that literally happened last week when she sent me a picture of this lovely couple of white people with just the most tragic of dreadlocks ever. And I could smell it. It smells like wet dog and semen. Like if you came on your dog after it had been out in the rain, which I don't want you to do that because that's bestiality and I'm not here for it. So nasty. I'm sorry for any listeners that... No,
No.
Stop listening.
No, you're not. I know
Stop
you're not.
listening now if you have a white person with dreads or then, therefore, do slam poetry. Or rap.
It's true. I mean, I don't know if I have anything more to say. You did. You took my topic and then you raised me. You're like, I will see your slam poetry and I will raise you dreadlocks.
I mean,
on a white
that's
person.
the thing, though, right? It's one of those things. Culturally, it doesn't belong to you.
Right.
And I know that you don't like slam poetry, period. We can blame deaf comedy, or deaf poetry slam for that.
Mm-hmm. It started off good.
It started off great, and it's completely understandable.
Yeah.
Like, you can completely, and beatnik I mean, you get it.
Yeah.
But, no.
It gets into the sameness of it all, and it gets into, I've heard people do that style, you know what I mean, that real affected style of things, then it's like, they're talking about something as simple as like...
If I was a butterfly in the sky, and the sky turned blue at night, but the moon wasn't out for anything in sight,
and because
my mom died.
Because my problem is that because people can be such lambs, you know what I mean? And it's like, if you say it in a certain way, people are like, yes, that is just, you did that,
Wait,
girl.
I think you used the wrong term. Sheep, not lambs.
Okay, you're right.
Sheep will follow.
Always
be a goat, motherfucker. Always be a goat.
But yes, such sheep where they're just like, yes, and you're like, and I'm sitting here going, are we listening to the same piece? Are we listening to the same words?
Oh, yeah, no.
Listening to the same topic? Am I crazy? Maybe I'm crazy.
No, you're not crazy. And I mean, this is a 20-year-old problem for me. Mm-hmm. Because at college, 20 plus years, no, it was 20 years, 1998. I'll set the scene. 1998.
Okay. Thank you.
We had a small coffee shop on my college campus, which only had 300 people. Small college, mostly artists, dancers, and actors.
Okay.
Actors.
Uh-oh.
That's where the kitchen comes in.
Yep.
So we're at this poetry thing at the cafe. Me and a bunch of people who, we were like the smokers. We'd hang outside, we'd smoke, blah, 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 blah. Anyway. So we're listening to all this poetry, and then this white girl gets up there, and she starts doing an Ani DeFranco song. But this is an original piece.
No, she didn't.
And I think she was just playing on the fact that Ani DeFranco really wasn't like Ani DeFranco at the time. Like, so a lot of like maybe she didn't know there was a gay guy in the audience. And so I immediately like snapped.
Oh yeah, I bet you did.
Because I was like, is this bitch for real? Like, she's gonna literally up here doing Ani DeFranco song in spoken word, and I had to go outside. I smoked about it. I was outside. I was outside of myself, literally.
Okay.
I was yelling about it to the point where she could hear me inside. 'Cause I was livid. It just made me mad that I hate when people steal other people's shit. Like, that drives me crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I completely understand, like, cover songs. I completely understand your artistic interpretation. But when people do not give the credit to the actual artist, that burns a hole in my soul. Which is like going in a time machine to find my fucking soul and burning a hole in it. It's even more extreme.
It is that. Yes.
So then I murdered her.
Oh.
So I didn't murder her.
I know. But we have to say that.
We have to say that.
That's unfortunately the kind of world we live in, where you have to call these things. Remember when I was like texting and I was saying something about like I was going to kill my grandmother? You know what I forgot what she did, but I was like, I thought to myself, figuratively, obviously, right? But it's like, I texted it multiple times, multiple people. I was angry. And I'm like, but we live in the kind of world anymore where people have to like clarify, oh, kidding. Like, you know, that's the kind of fucked up world that we live in.
Oh, yeah.
It's not automatic that you're just joking. Neither here nor there. So here's I think my last resolution.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm gonna need people to start calling out the truth immediately.
Okay.
So, like, you're saying something and it's complete and utter bullshit, and I know it and you know it and you know I know it. My new thing is false. Like, as you're speaking, false. We're not even going to continue. We're not even going to pretend. And the kids on listening to this podcast can't see it, but there's a finger that accompanies it.
Oh, I'll help you out there.
There's a black woman finger. False. Stop right there. We don't even need to live in those lies. Like, that's what we aren't going to do anymore. Is just me pretend like your full-on lie is a cute story and co-sign it. I won't.
I feel really attacked right now because her eye contact is really intense at this point. And since we sit across from each other, I really feel like I lie all the time.
Well, no, I don't say false to you much.
I'll give you something that I've given to other people that as a corporate trainer
Okay.
in my past life,
Yep.
just 10 plus years ago, I would train adults, and adults can't learn.
No, we can't.
You cannot learn new things.
It's true.
And then they would hire adults that have like no computer skills, and therefore confusion would set in at any point in time. Okay. When it's just like what's right click? What's right click? It's the button on the right. Just like that kind of stuff. Right? Yeah. So my thing I was known for in my training classes, which some people have even messaged me just a year ago to tell me that they got to finally use it in their life, and they were appreciative that I existed because of it. I take my first two fingers, and I say, pause.
Pause?
Just pause. I said it with the
You did? I was like, I thought maybe I was supposed to have the accent. That's what I was trying.
It's just the thing. Pause.
Pause.
People hate it.
Yeah.
It makes them infuriating.
I bet.
I mean, just horribly mad.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you look at my two fingers, that's what the pause symbol looks like.
It is.
It's two lines. And so I would do that, and I've had people break down and cry. The woman that broke down and cried actually was the one that messaged me.
Oh, wow.
And told me on Facebook that she finally got to pause somebody in real life.
Which is amazing.
And she just felt amazing.
I bet she did. She was like, this is full circle.
Yeah, it's just like, because that would have been like 2004. So, I mean, this was like 13 years later. She finally gets to use it in her life, which is sad because I feel like you can pause people.
Oh, I was going to say,
like,
I can use this next week. Come on, let's go.
And so I think you could pause people and then tell them the truth or say false.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think we should just start doing it as a society in public in general. So if we're sitting at KFC, which we wouldn't, because why would you eat there? Because you're going to have to automatically shit anyway, so you might as well just take it home.
Basically.
So pause the people talking about the craziness at the next table and just tell them that it's false. I need you to pick the phone out of your pocket and Google the truth. But I agree with you.
Yeah.
Living in the truth is probably the best feeling, right? Because you get to be the smuggest asshole ever.
Which is your favorite.
Which is my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I mean, I don't know. It's a lonely life, but I love it. I still do.
I know.
Because I like to be right. And I like to have knowledge. And if I don't know something, I'll look it up, at least superficially, to Wikipedia to get a basic.
The basic comprehension.
Because if someone like sends me, because I'm old and decrepit, and if someone sends me some text message and it has all these letters I don't know crammed together,
yes,
I go and I look it up,
there
and then I embrace technology, but I like to know things, so that's my gig. I always go out and just live in the truth and.
Also learn to look shit up. I'm not even going to go into a long drawn thing. I've said this before.
We've had this major
but
discussion.
It's partly my job makes me say this. Just learn to look shit up. Sorry.
Right.
That's it. I'm done now.
No,
I won't expand.
We live in a twin city. It's actually like almost triple city, but we live in a twin city situation in which people who inhabit the city can't even tell you what city this thing is in.
Yeah.
So they don't even know. Like they'll be like, oh, blah 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 blah, like the Champaign Library in Urbana. No. It's the Champaign Library, and I'm being extreme.
I understand.
But
that's
basically the logic of it. I mean, just like people can't even tell you
Yeah.
anything. So, and they don't even try.
They don't try to look it up because they just, can you spoon feed me the answers? Look, shut up. It's it's damn near 2019. Look it up.
I mean, there's lots of things you can find out by looking things up. You can find out like people you shouldn't have jobs that have jobs.
Yeah.
If you look me up, you would probably never want to hire me or be my friend. Because I've definitely been an extreme person in my life, and you know, I've lived.
You have.
So
I think those are our resolutions.
I think so. And not saying that we're perfect people today, but maybe we'll be perfect in 2019.
This could be our year.
It could be our year. You know what could happen in this year? Maybe finally the end of the world.
Oh, hey.
Crickets.
He's always so depressing. He goes dark.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's.
And remember that to be beautiful and natural is the birthright of every woman. And I wish you all loads and loads of loveliness and good luck.